In the quiet of your daily routine, between your morning coffee, the familiar ache in your joints, and the comfort of your favorite chair, there might be something inside you that's quietly disrupting your health. Something you can't see, but that affects everything from your mood to your memory, from your digestion to your immune system. The truth is, for many older adults, years of eating processed foods, living through stress, taking medications, and simply aging have created a slow and silent accumulation of waste in the body, specifically in the colon. And what most people don't realize is that this buildup doesn't just lead to discomfort. It can become a breeding ground for disease. Bloating, sluggishness, irregular bowel movements, and unexplained fatigue are often brushed off as normal signs of aging. But what if they were actually signals from your body, warning you that something deeper is wrong? What if your colon, the very core of your digestive health, hasn't been functioning the way it's meant to for years? Generations ago, our ancestors didn't suffer the same widespread digestive problems we do today. They didn't have to wonder if their gut flora was out of balance or if their colon needed cleansing. Why? Because their diets were naturally rich in foods that supported digestion and eliminated waste efficiently. Before refrigeration, before mass-produced, chemically altered meals, people ate fermented foods daily: sauerkraut, pickled vegetables, homemade yogurt, kefir, and tangy kombucha. These were not trendy health foods, they were survival staples. And in consuming them, people unknowingly flooded their digestive tracts with beneficial bacteria that kept their systems running smoothly. These living organisms helped process food, fight off harmful pathogens, and maintain balance in the gut. Today, without these foods, many of us walk around with guts that are not only sluggish, but also overwhelmed by harmful bacteria, inflammation, and residual waste that hasn't been properly eliminated in years. The colon plays a much more critical role than most people think. Often referred to as the body's second brain, it houses trillions of bacteria that influence not only digestion, but also brain chemistry and immune function. When it's clogged, slow, or toxic, the effects are far-reaching. A person might feel persistently tired, have difficulty concentrating, experience unexplained skin rashes, or even develop chronic conditions like arthritis or depression. And as the years go by, these problems tend to stack up quietly, becoming part of the background noise of life, until something serious forces attention. For older adults, this risk is amplified. The body naturally produces fewer digestive enzymes with age, and peristalsis, the muscular movement that pushes food through the intestines, slows down. Add in dehydration, common medications, and a diet low in fiber, and the colon becomes more like a traffic jam than a highway. The result? A dangerous buildup of waste that can ferment, rot, and leak toxins back into the bloodstream, a condition known as autointoxication. But here's where fear meets hope. Your body has a remarkable ability to heal itself, even in later years. When given the right support, the colon can regain function, harmful bacteria can be replaced by good ones, and energy can return. The first step is understanding that this isn't about harsh laxatives or trendy detoxes. It's about returning to what once worked. Simple, natural, and powerful remedies that gently encourage the body to release what no longer serves it. Drinking enough water, for instance, might sound basic, but it is absolutely essential. Without adequate hydration, the colon dries out, and stools become hard and difficult to pass. No amount of fiber or healthy food can fix this if the body is dehydrated. Aiming for 10 to 12 glasses of water a day, especially warm water first thing in the morning, can reignite digestion and signal to the body that it's time to let go. Hey, beyond hydration, nature offers an incredible array of helpers. Fresh apple juice, unfiltered and raw, acts as a natural colon stimulator. Rich in pectin and natural acids, it helps move stool through the system and cleanse the walls of the colon. Paired with lemon juice, high in vitamin C and antioxidants, it becomes a potent, body-friendly cleanser. Some even add a touch of ginger, known for its anti-inflammatory properties and ability to reduce bloating and intestinal discomfort. These ingredients, when combined in a warm morning drink, can gently stir the gut awake, encouraging it to release old waste without cramping or distress. And for those who want a stronger effect, a small pinch of sea salt in the mix draws water into the intestines, increasing the ease and frequency of bowel movements. These are not fads. They're methods rooted in ancient wisdom, now supported by modern understanding of digestive health. Still, even the best drinks can't do it all if the body isn't being fed the right fuel. What you eat daily plays a huge role in whether your colon functions efficiently or not. Raw vegetables, particularly leafy greens like spinach, kale, and lettuce, are rich in enzymes and fiber that support peristalsis. But for some, especially those with sensitive digestion, raw foods can actually cause more bloating. That's where lightly steamed vegetables like broccoli, asparagus, and cauliflower come in. They're gentle on the system, but still full of fiber. And when paired with fermented foods like sauerkraut or a spoonful of kefir, they help reseed the gut with good bacteria while moving everything along smoothly. There's also an often overlooked hero in gut health, bone broth. Made by simmering bones slowly over many hours, bone broth is rich in gelatin, collagen, and amino acids that soothe the gut lining and support the repair of damaged tissue. For seniors dealing with inflammation, leaky gut, or IBS symptoms, drinking a cup of warm bone broth each day can be surprisingly healing. It's comforting, nourishing, and easy to digest, a rare combination. And it reconnects us with something ancient, something our ancestors consumed instinctively, without ever needing to read a health blog or watch a wellness video. Even certain herbs can make a world of difference. Cinnamon helps regulate blood sugar and improve digestion. Peppermint relaxes the muscles of the digestive tract, relieving spasms and discomfort. Brown seaweed, rich in prebiotic fibers, feeds the beneficial bacteria in the gut while helping to suppress harmful ones. When incorporated into a daily routine, these small additions create an environment in which the colon thrives, not struggles. And here lies the truth most people don't want to hear. You cannot feel truly well if your gut is unwell. The colon is your internal foundation. When it's clean, strong, and balanced, you stand taller. Your energy returns, your skin clears, your thoughts sharpen. And when it's neglected, when waste builds up, bacteria imbalance takes over, and inflammation sets in, your body sends signals, even if they're subtle at first. Don't ignore them. Don't wait for a diagnosis or a crisis to take your gut seriously. Start today. With water, with fermented foods, with gentle cleansing drinks, with awareness. Because it's not about reversing time. It's about choosing to live the time you have with strength, clarity, and vitality. There's something unsettling about the idea that waste, something your body worked so hard to discard, might still be inside you, clinging to the walls of your colon like a forgotten relic of meals long past. For many, the concept is hard to grasp. After all, you go to the bathroom daily, maybe even more than once. So how could your system possibly be holding on to anything? The truth, however, is that the human colon can stretch, twist, and fold in such a way that matter can linger for days, weeks, and in extreme cases, even years. These hidden pockets of waste, once trapped, become prime breeding grounds for bacteria, fungi, and harmful microbes. And while the body does its best to manage these threats, over time the immune system wears thin, inflammation spreads, and disease takes root. This is not just a story about digestion. This is about the silent breakdown of health that begins when the most overlooked organ in your body, your colon, stops working at full capacity. As we age, we start to accept things we shouldn't. We tell ourselves that brain fog is normal, that fatigue is just a part of getting older, that a swollen belly or irregular bowel habits are to be expected. But what if they're not? What if your body is trying to whisper that something is wrong? And each ignored symptom is a missed opportunity to take back control. Many people feel trapped in a cycle of bloating, constipation, and discomfort. They try fiber supplements, over-the-counter laxatives, even prescription drugs. But instead of addressing the root cause, impacted waste and bacterial imbalance, they're treating the symptoms over and over again. One of the most effective and surprisingly gentle ways to reset the colon is through liquid nutrition. For just a couple of days, stepping away from solid food and introducing only freshly extracted vegetable juices can give the digestive system a break and allow it to cleanse itself naturally. When the body isn't busy digesting heavy foods, it can turn its attention to repair. Juices made from carrots, beets, celery, spinach, and a splash of lemon not only hydrate the colon, but provide enzymes and nutrients that stimulate peristalsis and flush out debris. This doesn't require expensive equipment or extreme fasting, just a blender or juicer, some fresh produce, and the willingness to tune in to your body's needs. The first day might feel odd. You might feel lightheaded or notice more gas than usual. But by day 2, something shifts. Digestion eases. Your belly feels flatter. Energy starts to return, not the kind you get from caffeine, but a steady, grounded clarity. Some who try this method say it feels like shedding a weight they didn't know they were carrying. Their thoughts become clearer. Their joints feel less swollen. Their skin takes on a softer glow. This isn't magic. It's the body finally functioning the way it was designed to. But for the benefits to last, changes must be made. The gut requires daily maintenance, not occasional detoxes. One of the easiest ways to support your colon every day is to incorporate fiber-rich foods that scrub the intestinal lining as they pass through. Fresh fruits like raspberries, pears, and apples are excellent choices, especially with the skin on. Vegetables such as peas, artichokes, and Brussels sprouts provide both soluble and insoluble fiber. One slows digestion to allow better nutrient absorption. The other speeds up elimination to prevent waste buildup. Even small servings of seeds like flax and chia can provide a much-needed boost in daily fiber intake, while also helping to bind and remove toxins. And yet, fiber alone isn't enough. It's the harmony between fiber and hydration that allows waste to move properly. This is why those who increase fiber without increasing water often feel worse. Their stools harden, bloating worsens, and elimination becomes more painful. The colon, when dehydrated, is like a dried-up riverbed. Nothing flows easily. Water is what allows fiber to do its job. It softens stools, lubricates the intestines, and activates the body's natural rhythm. A person might eat the cleanest, most organic diet on earth, but if they're not drinking enough water, their gut will rebel. There's also a sacred rhythm to digestion, something that gets lost in the fast-paced modern world. Eating too late at night, skipping meals, snacking mindlessly, or rushing through food while distracted all disrupt this rhythm. The gut craves predictability. When you wake, when you eat, when you move, all of it matters. Seniors, especially, benefit from keeping mealtimes consistent, chewing slowly, and allowing their bodies time to rest between meals. This gives the migrating motor complex an internal housekeeping wave that sweeps the intestines. Enough time to finish its job. Without it, leftover food particles remain in the gut, fermenting and feeding bad bacteria. Rest is just as important as movement. Without restful sleep, the digestive system never fully resets. Still, even with the right food, the right water, and the right rhythm, many people overlook one of the most powerful gut healers of all, probiotics. These live microorganisms form the front lines of your intestinal army. They crowd out harmful bacteria, produce nutrients, help break down food, and modulate the immune system. But they're fragile. Antibiotics, stress, sugar, and even age itself can wipe them out. This is why replenishing them daily is so critical. Yogurt, kefir, and naturally fermented vegetables like sauerkraut and kimchi are potent sources of good bacteria. And when combined with prebiotics, fibers that feed them, their effectiveness multiplies. Think of it like planting a garden. Probiotics are the seeds. Prebiotics are the soil. Without both, growth stalls. Many who begin incorporating these habits find something unexpected happens. Not only does their digestion improve, but they also begin to feel more emotionally balanced. The gut and brain are deeply connected through the vagus nerve. What happens in the colon doesn't stay in the colon. It echoes in your thoughts, your mood, your sleep. Those with unbalanced guts often report anxiety, depression, or irritability without knowing why. But once the gut begins to heal, peace returns. The chatter quiets. A sense of calm settles in. This is not coincidence. It is biology. A healthy gut produces neurotransmitters like serotonin and dopamine, crucial for emotional well-being. And as your gut health improves, so does your resilience. The body no longer wastes energy battling internal toxins. Instead, it can focus on what truly matters: healing, growing, and thriving. Infections become less frequent. Recovery becomes faster. Even chronic conditions like arthritis, eczema, or autoimmune flares often show signs of improvement when the colon is no longer overloaded. This is the deep, lasting kind of health most people long for. Not the illusion of wellness provided by temporary symptom relief, but the real thing, health that begins in the core and radiates outward. Yet none of this happens by chance. It happens through choice, through awareness, through a willingness to listen to your body's quiet pleas, and to respond with care, with nourishment, with patience. Because no matter how long you've lived with discomfort, it's not too late to change. The colon is always ready to let go of what no longer belongs. The question is, are you? Imagine carrying a burden every single day without realizing it, something that weighs you down, not just physically, but emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. For countless older adults, this is exactly what's happening inside their bodies. The colon, if left uncleaned and unsupported, becomes a hidden vault of undigested waste, trapped toxins, and stagnant energy. It's not dramatic to say this toxic environment could be silently eroding your quality of life. The warning signs don't scream, they whisper. Occasional constipation, odd cramping after meals, or a dull fatigue that lingers like a shadow. You might shrug it off, chalk it up to aging, but what if these are the first hints of something more sinister building below the surface? There's a saying among natural health experts: death begins in the colon. That may sound harsh, but the science behind it is sobering. A dirty, sluggish colon doesn't just affect digestion, it sets off a domino effect. Harmful bacteria thrive, producing noxious gases and metabolic waste that leak into your bloodstream. The liver, overwhelmed, struggles to keep up. The kidneys are burdened. Your immune system becomes confused and inflamed, turning its fire on you instead of real threats. This is how chronic disease starts, not in sudden attacks, but in slow, creeping imbalance. It's the kind of decline most people don't notice until it becomes impossible to ignore, until one day they're sitting in a doctor's office hearing a diagnosis they never saw coming. And yet so much of this is preventable if only we pay attention sooner. The question is, how do you know when your colon needs help? It's not just about how often you go to the bathroom. The real signs are deeper. Do you feel tired even after a full night's sleep? Do you notice a fogginess in your thoughts, or forget names and words more often than before? Has your skin lost its glow, replaced by a dull gray tone or sudden breakouts? These are not random occurrences. They're reflections of what's happening inside, of a body struggling under the weight of its own waste. And if you're over 60, that weight could be accumulating faster than you think. With age, digestive strength weakens. Food takes longer to move. Nutrients are absorbed less efficiently. Even a diet filled with healthy foods won't do much good if your gut isn't able to break them down and put them to use. But here's the good news. Your body wants to heal. The colon is a resilient organ. It responds to care, to nutrition, to gentle support. The same way old, hardened soil softens with the right water and nutrients, your colon can become vibrant again. It begins with consistency. Drinking warm lemon water each morning not only hydrates but stimulates bile production, helping the liver flush out toxins and encouraging regular bowel movements. Adding fresh apple juice into your daily routine, especially when combined with a touch of ginger or lemon, delivers antioxidants and natural acids that assist in cleansing without harsh side effects. These are not pharmaceutical interventions. They are nature's tools, simple, safe, and time-tested. During a cleanse, your body does more than just release physical waste. Emotions can rise, memories surface, sleep deepens, or dreams intensify. This is because the gut stores not only matter but emotion. The enteric nervous system, often called the second brain, lives in your digestive tract. It senses, reacts, and communicates directly with your central nervous system. When the colon is inflamed or overwhelmed, it sends distress signals. You may not realize it, but the anxiety you feel, or the depression that won't lift, could be partially rooted in your gut. Cleaning the colon is like clearing static from a radio. You begin to hear your body clearly again. The benefits are not just internal. Many older adults who commit to gentle colon support report surprising changes. Aches in the joints begin to lessen, even without changes in medication. Headaches that once came like clockwork start to disappear. Eyes become brighter, and skin regains elasticity. One woman in her 70s said after 2 weeks of dietary and herbal gut support, her vision seemed clearer and her thoughts sharper. Another man reported that his hands, always swollen and stiff, felt more agile than they had in years. These may sound like exaggerations, but they're simply what happens when inflammation recedes and the body is freed from internal pressure. And it's not just what you remove that helps, it's what you add. Prebiotics, the food for probiotics, are critical. Bananas, onions, garlic, and asparagus all feed the beneficial bacteria in your colon. When combined with live cultures from yogurt or fermented vegetables, these organisms take root and begin rebuilding your inner ecosystem. The result isn't just improved digestion, it's total body balance. Blood sugar stabilizes, cravings lessen, moods lift. These small bacteria hold immense power. They are your allies in healing, in aging gracefully, and in defending against disease. You may wonder if it's too late. Maybe you've had digestive issues for years, or have already faced diagnoses that have changed your lifestyle. But the truth is, the body never gives up on you. Even in your 70s, 80s, or 90s, your colon can regenerate, your microbiome can rebalance, and your energy can return. The secret lies not in drastic measures, but in simple, daily choices. Choosing a salad over fries, water over soda, a walk after dinner instead of sinking into the couch, adding a spoon of sauerkraut to your plate, drinking herbal teas that support digestion, peppermint, fennel, dandelion. These are not complicated decisions. They're tiny acts of self-respect, repeated until the body responds with strength. If you've been ignoring the signs, don't feel shame. Most people do. We're taught to push through, to tolerate discomfort, to believe that aging is one long, slow decline. But that belief is false. Aging is not the problem. Accumulated neglect is. And the moment you decide to stop ignoring your gut, everything can change. Your colon doesn't need to be perfect, it just needs your attention. And when you give it what it's been quietly asking for, water, rest, good food, and a little patience, it rewards you with more than just better digestion. It gives you back a part of yourself that you may have thought was gone forever.